welcome back to my channel. This is What is Wednesday. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, welcome. What is Wednesday is a series started on my channel where anybody and everybody can comment, complain, and your concerns out there. I basically do what is, where is, why is, and I'm now going to be doing how is, or how. So basically you can come to my channel, comment anywhere you want. I have the links to my social medias are down in the description box down below of every video. So without further ado, let's get into some of you guys' complaints.
As you just heard by that intro, this is What is Wednesday. We're at episode 28 now. So as you guys know, next week, which will be the first Wednesday of October, will be when I read you guys the challenge at the end of the video. And yeah, I'm excited for that. I can't wait. So the updates should be going up between Thursday and Friday. Just depending on when I can get it uploaded. So granted, I'm not going to be doing Vlogoween until the 18th, but I am going to have a video go up tomorrow for the 1st of October. It's actually probably going to be an updates video, as well as in that updates video, like a regular for the channel updates video. But without further ado, let me get into these so we can get out of them. So the first one comes from a friend on Instagram, and she says, how happy are any of you guys that Knott's is doing a version of Halloween, aka trick or treat, and who is going to Knott's? So for my family, we live in Sacramento and haven't been to Knott's in over 10 years. And I know so much has changed since we last went. And my kids were small when we went. But I want to go so bad now. So who else is going? So I think this is kind of a funny one. Know what Knott's is doing. But they are doing a small form of Halloween. They do have a lot of their stuff, like all their Halloween decorations are up. They're not doing their mazes, which is very sad. That was the very last time I got to go, 2011 or something. Honestly, I don't remember anymore. It was so long ago. And I was the only one not offended by Knott's Berry Farm at all. My mom and my dad, and my sister, they saw a bashing to Disney, and yeah, they were completely offended and have never gone back to Knott's Berry Farm. Honestly, because I didn't see it, I can't be offended. And honestly, I wanted to do all the mazes. That's all I cared about doing were all the mazes. So, yeah. I wish they were doing mazes, but I am actually going to dabble in it. I feel like I'm betraying Disney just a little bit. But since their park's not open, yeah, I need a little taste of Disney. So my mom has decided that me, my mom, and my grandmother are going to take a trip. It's technically my grandma's first official outing since lockdown. We don't know how it's going to go. I am going to vlog. If I get to go inside, let's put it that way. If I get to go inside, I am going to vlog and take you guys around with me. It's not going to go up during Halloween. It's just going to go up in October. I have a tour of my bathroom that I'm dying to show you guys. That's going to go up in October, not specifically for Vlogoween, but just gonna go up. So I'm going, and I kind of can't wait. So the next one is from a friend on, if I could talk English, right? The next one is from my best friend on Twitter, and she says, what is one thing that from any era you didn't do that you do now, and you think that old you would not have thought was cool? So I don't have any memories of the 70s because I was born in the last year, the 70s. My era was 80s and 90s. The most impacted my life that most impacted my life was my youngest child was born the last year of the 90s. As a 20-year-old, I would have thought nothing of having a kid in your 20s. My daughter, who is my oldest, side note, she was born when I was 18. My parents were mad. They felt like I threw my life away. She is pregnant with her third child, and she is about to be 30 this year. But she was 15 when she gave birth to her son. I was not shocked, but I think 15-year-old me would have been so over the top crazy. Now, I know that probably did sound extremely confusing. But anyways, so she's basically just saying that back in the day, having a kid when you were 15, people would have looked at as, insane and psycho, but, nowadays it's not uncommon. I think for me, the biggest thing I would say is that back in the era of the 90s, when I was a kid, I loved being in the sun. I never thought anything of it. So I think younger me would have thought, I'm crazy for not wanting to be in the sun. I am now, very pale, as you guys can see on the camera. I am extremely pale, so that is definitely one thing that happened because I've been out of the sun so much, but I don't have a choice. I definitely believe that younger me would have been like, go in the sun. Okay, so this next one comes from a friend on Instagram, and she says, what is one non-alcoholic and non-drug addiction that you have and would do anything always to get a hold of? For me, I have an addiction to Starburst gummy candy. I can't go one day without one bag in my hand. I may not eat the whole bag in one day, but I do eat a lot of the bag before I'm done the day. So a lot of you guys should already know my addiction by now if you've known me or been watching my channel for a minute. My biggest addiction obviously is Monsters. I basically have one every day in place of coffee now. I discovered different things that trigger my body in awkward ways. So the other part too though is sometimes I'll admit it, I'm just so lazy with wanting iced coffee all the time. We have a nice little cool Keurig, so making a cup of coffee and then pouring it over ice, it seems like extra work, so I barely want to do it. So in my sense, I'm just so lazy. Well, then I'll get a migraine, like a super duper bad migraine if I don't have caffeine. So Monster has definitely become my addiction, and I at least have anywhere between 1 to 2 cans per day. Or at least 1 can every day. At least try at least 1 can in place of the coffee. Though if I have coffee, I really don't need the Monster. So this next one comes from my cousin. Thank you. He says, what if you could travel? Where would you go? So before lockdown, I was living in California. But when I found out there was going to be a lockdown, I went to Florida to stay with my wife's parents. But I have parents in Texas, so I don't get to see them. I don't care much for Florida. It's always raining and humid here. Most of the time, my family was afraid of big storms that were coming, and I wanted to be with them. I drove myself to Texas to help my parents. Their house got wrecked, and my best friend, aka brother from another mother, took my parents in to live with his parents. They used to live in Australia, where he was born and raised, but their house has gotten burned last year, so he found a place in Texas that he moved them into, and his job that had him in Hawaii luckily ended just before the fire, so he was able to move his family, and now I have moved my parents. But I have to leave them in a month and go back to Florida where my wife and 2 kids are. But I still miss people in California like my amazing cousin who I wish I could move out with me and keep her with me. He's so sweet. So just to kind of iron out if it didn't make sense, my cousin had to move to Florida with his wife's parents during the lockdown. I think I had touched on this topic slightly. It's the whole reason for the Hot Topic gift card is his son needed something and he brought my Game Boy, which was fine. But my cousin had to move to Florida to be with his in-laws. But his parents, their house in Texas, just actually got destroyed. And our adopted brother, he's been an adopted brother for a long time. His parents actually lost their house the middle of last year when Australia had those really, really bad fires. So our adopted brother, he had his parents move from Australia to Texas, where he also lived for a while. So our brother, our adopted brother, when my cousin's parents' house got destroyed, he was like, well, let me help you guys move. So that's what he did. And so the two parents are luckily, the two sets of parents are luckily living together. It kind of helps both families and stuff like that. But yeah, so I guess that's where my cousin is right now, as he's actually in Texas, but he does have to go back to Florida. The people that I'm actually talking about, my cousin and our adopted brother, they're actually co-partners for this channel. They're the ones that help. If you live in Florida or Texas and you're a winner, they're the ones who are actually helping get stuff and gifts to people. So they're my co-pilots. I wish I could go live with them though. I was gonna go live with our adopted brother, but he was staying in San Bernardino at the time, and I didn't want to stay in San Bernardino. So, but I had a lot of reasons to come back home anyways. Okay, so the last one comes from a friend from our RP group, and she says, "What is one way you try and move on through loss of any loved one? Recently, I lost my sister and my mother to the virus. Last year, my father passed away. To move through him dying, we did a celebration of life for him. But my mom, who was the strongest person I know, ran it for the family. But she and my sister died this time. I tried to do a celebration of life for my sister because she died 2 weeks before my mom. My mom tried to help, but she was too sick to help, and then died. And I don't know how to do anything. So really, I'm looking just for advice on this." So I can't say what anybody should do, but something that my family has been doing since my brother passed away. I actually lost a very, very close friend of mine on 9/11. He was actually on one of the planes that crashed into the second tower, and it was very hard hit because I didn't know until like a week later, because his girlfriend was gone for a while, and when she finally came back, she told me and a couple of our friends, but I was impacted most because he was my first friend. So it was really, really hard to lose him. I had known him for at least 4, almost 5 years, I think we were going on. So it was really hard hit. A therapist had said to blow up balloons, write on the balloons, and let it go. Well, I didn't want to do something like that. Aside to build a poster when my brother passed away, it was going to be for me the same symbolization as doing a balloon and writing on it and letting it go. So for my brother, we have been every year on we call it his rebirth day, because he donated organs and stuff, and he gave life basically to others, so we call it his rebirth day. So on his rebirth day, I make a poster, and on his actual birthday, I make another poster. And I'm actually in the process of working on a video tribute for my last adopted grandmother who passed away. Her celebration of life is this Saturday, and I'm working on making like a small poster to take with as well. So for me, it doesn't 100% help or change how you really feel, but the memories, a lot of the times when you look at the photos that you're putting on a poster, you can remember a moment in time where that picture was taken, and all we have are memories. So looking back on memories, it feels really good to know that I can still see things that she did and remember things that she did. I didn't get to know her for as long as I would have loved to have known her for, but I knew her for long enough to make a big connection with her and miss her every day. But that's just something that I think you have to figure out on your own what's going to help you move on and move through your hard time. Each person is going to do it a different way. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week is going to be the challenge. So like I said, the updates video will be going up this week, or at least this weekend, or by the latest Monday, literally just depending on when I can get it up. But yeah, that is actually all I have for you guys in this video, and I will see you all in the next video.